What's up, everybody? My name is Galson Anthony, the best to ever do it. And once again, I'm traveling the world to speak to those that are worth talking to. And today I got me a legend, an icon. You know, when I say legend, he's already a legend, but he's living and he's an icon at the same time. All the way from Nigeria, in Nigeria, a guy I personally like, but it doesn't mean because I like him like that, I'm going to let him go easy. I'm coming in hot. He's my boy, Ice Prince. How you doing?
I'm nice, man.
Man, it's good to see you. It's good
Every
to
time
see
I
you.
say your name, I have to say, like, extend it, like, Ghosted.
Yeah, the moment we saw each other. Yeah.
So,
You know
man, how you
what?
doing, man? Good
I'm
to
a
see you,
happy
bro.
man. I'm a happy man.
Yeah.
Brother, you know what? Let's talk about how we first met, because that was an
Yeah.
interesting moment.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think we met in Cape Town, didn't we?
No. The first time we met is when we were with Beyonce's dad. Or was that the
That
first
was
time?
in Cape Town.
No, that was Pretoria.
Oh, yeah, that was in Pretoria at the Sun.
Yeah,
The
Sun
at
Arena.
Pretoria.
Sun
Yeah,
Arena.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was an amazing event. I
Right.
thought it was Cape Town.
Well, geez,
I
you
thought it
travel
was Cape
so
Town,
much, you
yeah.
forget which city you at, right?
I remember Pretoria. Shout out to
Right.
Pretoria, man. That was an amazing event.
It was.
And
And
we're friends from like the first day I met you. Like I just fell in love with you. I'm like, man, this nigga's too cool.
you know what was crazy, right? Because I was the manager of Zeri, the boss lady at the time.
Yes.
And then you had your own room, and I'm like, you know what? I always wanted to meet Ice Prince. I used to play stuff on radio, on TV. Man, I got to meet this man. So I go upstairs into your room, and you got like 15,000 goons around you, right? You got everybody around
Come
you.
on, bro. I thought this was an honest podcast, bro. 50,000 moves.
Okay, not 15,000, but all
I
right.
have my people. Yeah, sure.
Right, I roll up with you and get there to the elevator. I'm suited up, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, yo, where Ice Prince at? And then all them goons started standing there. And there's this one dude that looked like Suge Knight. So they're all ready for me, and I'm there by myself, And you just stand there, you smiling, and you're like, yo, let him in. Let him in. And then from there was bromance.
The truth is, all my guys are actually nice. My guys, some of them look tough, but they're all really, really nice people. But yeah, like I mean, like the energy between you and I was very perfect from the first day we met, and I just wanted to be a friend from then on. And I'm so proud of you to see how far you've come, and to see all that you've accomplished with life and everything with your family and everything that you've been doing. So I've been a friend from afar.
Thank you, brother. Considering that we're like 7 hours flight away from each other.
Yeah, true.
Whenever you're around, your schedule is very tight, so we don't get to see each other. I mean, there's times where we're in the same city. Yo, bro, pull up,
Yeah.
And I appreciate you for that.
Appreciate you too, man.
But we coming in hot now.
You're trying to dig deep into my soul today, right?
Yeah, and considering you had a rough night, it might take some time to warm up. So, brother.
Yeah.
Oleku. Everyone can say that is one of your most glorious days. And the moment you blew up, that was 2010. Man, it even transcended to as far as 2012. One song took you were the hottest rapper for 2 years flat. And we see that time and those moments. We know that Nigeria never had such big rap artists, traditional rap artists, before then. How did it feel to be one of the first pioneers to blow up to that degree?
More than an honor, more than a dream come true, more than a blessing, because first of all, I come from a city called Jos, Plateau State. It's like up north in Nigeria. It's like the middle part of Nigeria. And for people to come out from that city and be successful at music, sometimes it's a little bit difficult because, like we're a minority, our people are not really, our city's not entertainment driven that much. So it was a dream come true for somebody like me to come out with my music and have my music go around the whole Africa and do what it did. But again, let me tell you something about me. I'm not the type of person who likes titles. So I don't like acknowledgements like, yo, you're the first or you're the first. I don't take that credit for myself. I hate to hear that first day. Other people did it before me. There's people like M.I, there's people like
Mode 9.
Mode 9.
Because I wanted to actually speak
so
about
glad.
Mode.
I'm so glad you know Mode 9.
Of course I know Mode 9, man. Like, I've been in this game.
As my mentor, somebody that I really admire as a rapper. So there's people like Nato C,
Nato
people
C,
like Soski who did it before me, and even going beyond my country, Nigeria, even down to South Africa, people like Double HP, people like, Josie.
Josie,
I'll call him
right?
Josie, well,
Delez,
Dalez, or I
yeah.
really looked up Dalez, but the whole Josie, um, Cash Time fam, like just across the continent, I always looked up to so much that I thought we could project to the world.
I mean, it's always good to know that you're giving credit to other people. And, as artists, we want to be noticed by other artists, but we're going to stick to you for a moment, right? We're going to touch on other artists, right?
That's selfish, but cool.
Yeah, selfish but cool, just for the sake of the podcast. But we look at Mode 9. Mode 9 was a rapper of rappers, right? We do have your MIs, we do have your
And
native
can we use the
Cs.
word is? I don't
Oh,
want to say
my
was.
bad.
Mode 9 is, yes.
I don't want to come Nigerian. Mode 9 mad at me. What you say? You said was? You said was? You're my city now. Right. So he's a rapper of rappers. I mean, he goes bar for bar. Even the kind of beats he started from back in the day, he did that. And then you had other rappers that came up, like not even came up, like your record label mate, M.I and, the Native C. But there was a finesse about you, not to say that they didn't have, right? There was a certain finesse about you when you came out and you blew up like that. We had Native C at the time. He either came slightly after you, right?
Before me. That's my OG.
No, I'm talking about in terms of the big single.
He came before me.
All right,
Kenny
then maybe
Big Deal.
Kenny Big Deal. Wasn't that after you?
Before me.
That was before you?
I was
All right, Native C, my bad.
That's my OG.
I'm sorry. So he wasn't the first to do it. So let me do my intro again.
No,
He's not one of the first to do it.
No. It doesn't matter. A classic is a classic. It's forever. So Kenny Big Deal, 10 over 10. All the record, committee Porgy. He had classics for life. So
Kenny Big Deal was one of my favorite songs, even today.
Man.
But then we look at guys like these, right, that are still, somewhat in the game to some degree, but you were the guy that's surviving it through time. From your first 2010 single, Oleku, till now, 15 years, and you've been 15 years straight. Oleku, do you know the Oleku bubble that you were in to today? You have those moments where there was like a dip, and you're trying to survive it. Tell me that feeling, man. Tell me that struggle of an artist of Ice Prince.
Trying to stay afloat in the game, right? Man, it's hard. It's quite hard. Sometimes it could be, I don't want to use the word depressing, but somewhat, if you get what I mean. I'd rather say maybe frustrating. I prefer that word, maybe. Not like I like the word, but I'd rather use that for now. Could be frustrating, could be downcasting in terms of like, if you had a chance to be in the spotlight and like you said, at a very high level like that, and then maybe they don't even turn off the torch, but maybe they dim the light a little bit, that could be very, 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 very crazy as an artist or as an entertainer or somebody who's a public figure anyway, because you get to this level where maybe you used to wear jackets that are like maybe 5,000 naira. Let me use naira because we're in Nigeria, right? Maybe you used to wear jackets that are 5,000 naira. Now you're in the public eye. You got to step up your game to like maybe a jacket of 30,000 naira. So you have to be at a level where that sort of income is consistent. You know what I mean? For you to keep up with that outfit. Because if it goes lower, then you have to cut your budget and maybe go to a 10,000 naira jacket. And people who are observing that around you, from your neighbors to your friends to your families, to even onlookers who don't even know you, judge you off of that. And
you got to keep up.
If you're not a strong human being, if you're not stoic, if you're not cultured, if you don't know who you are, you can lose it. I've seen so many people lose it off the fact that they've dropped records and maybe the views are not racking up or the audience are not reposting or whatever. But for myself personally, I'll say I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to God for keeping me afloat. I'm still getting booked all over the world. That's just God.
But let's try and funnel it down. So here at some point you're making a lot of money, as far as a lot of money at that time is concerned, and now you're making a whole lot less money because of the dip, right? Because there was a dip and there was a pickup again, right? And that dip was, say you started now collaborating with artists in South Africa, and it kind of now started Africa-wising you out. But then now you taking that dip, and financially it's giving you a knock. Now, I understand it's about wearing it, it's about the public image. Now, what about in the background? Like, how did you feel like certain bills weren't being paid now, or?
You know, the truth is, with me, for example, I'll be dead honest to you. I'm a very, very, very content human being. I'm very grateful for whatever God gives to me. I believe that everything happens for a reason, good or bad or ugly. I believe everything that happens in my life was pre-written. I'm one of those kind of spiritual people. I feel like this interview now, God already knew many years ago that we're gonna have it.
Right.
And let me not even call it an interview. Let me say gist. This gist that we're having now, God knew many years ago that we're gonna have it. So whatever happens in my life, I always see it as a pre-written thing where I just have to follow God's lead. You know what I mean? And again, when you say the money dwindles down at some point, for me, again, maybe I'm just lucky or maybe I'm just blessed or whatever. The money never dwindled down for me. You know what I mean? Maybe it didn't come as consistent as it used to, or it doesn't come as consistent as it does when you have a hot song on radio, or when you have a song at the moment that's really, really hot. It's not that consistent, but it never went less. Like my money never went lower than what it ever was. My money only got bigger and more and more and more and more and more. Like I said, it might not be as consistent as it was when I first came in the game and everybody wanted me on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But, you know, the money got better and I'm very content with how it comes. I'm very grateful with how it comes. I won't tell you that ever since I became Ice Prince, I won't tell you that I can remember a time when I was broke or I needed too much or anybody around me needed too much. And the truth is my money, every money I make is not even for me, it's for people around me. Like I take care of so many people. So I've never lacked
You've never lacked the
taking care of
resources
them.
of taking care.
Exactly. So I
Gotcha.
don't ever,
Gotcha.
I don't ever feel like I should be depressed for any reason. I don't ever feel like I
But
should
then
be.
connect that for me where you say early on, you were saying the word not necessarily depressing, but, dimming of that light and the financial, trying to keep up with that. Wouldn't you say that, and I want to use another word, which is usually very sensitive for artists. Wouldn't you say that word you fell off, versus, what is happening in your life? Do you think it's actually a title that you can carry?
I mean, you can call it fall off. I don't care whatever you call it. But for me, how I see it, I don't see it as a fall off. I see it as a phase. You know what I mean? And
But wasn't that phase too long? Because let's put it like this, right?
how long is long really?
When we take Oleku and we take the other featured songs that you were in, the gaps might be big. So,
Yeah.
what's that song that you did with AK and a few other people?
I mean, there's N-word,
There's
there's
the N-word, right?
particular,
There's
stuff like
particular,
that.
but the gap between particular and Oleku.
Is
And
I know.
do you understand?
Yeah.
So you had like a hit single,
Yeah.
like 3-4 years later, another hit single, as opposed to every year.
Yeah.
Like, would you say that because you took so long for that, that's a little bit of a fall off?
I don't consider it a fall off. I just consider it a phase. Like I said, I don't use the word fall off. I mean, fall off, you can call it a fall off, yeah, but I don't see it as that because a fall off is losing it completely. That's, you know what I mean? Like being totally out of place, folding, bending. That's what I call a fall off. I never folded. I never bended. I never got out of character. You know what I mean? Like I never. Again, it comes down to contentness. I think I'm a very content person, and however God blesses me, I'm grateful for it. You know what I mean? However God blesses me. There's a record I dropped in 2020 during the pandemic called Kolo, featuring Oxlade, that did so well. Like it's probably one of my biggest records right now, but did it? You know what I mean?
Did it transcend as worldwide as, say, Oleku? You know what's the hardest thing about, being an artist that came up with one hit that is hard to match again is always that one song, right? Now I got to test you, right? My job is to test you, not just as my brother, but as an artist, and I got to push it, right?
Yeah, I like test.
Yeah, but I'm trying to stick to those places and talk about that area of your career. And you were signed to Chalk City. All right. I want to hear the downside of it, but let's start in the beginning. How did a guy from Joss, end up in Chalk City?
Yeah.
Or let me say the whole name, Chocolate City.
Chocolate City,
I don't want
yeah.
nobody. I don't want
Chocolate
nobody
City.
coming for
No,
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chalk City for sure. For Chalk City
Yeah.
is cool. I mean, yeah, that shows like you're a real chalk boy. It shows
Word.
like you know the
Yeah.
music. I mean, it's called Chalk City, Chalk Boy. Shout outs to the label, shout outs to the family. That's my family for real, for real. Those are my guys. And I just happen to be lucky. I'm lucky to be M.I.'s brother.
Right.
You know what I mean?
At some point, I actually thought you were related.
We're blood brothers, right? Everybody thinks that we're not related by blood, but we're related by every other thing. Like that's my brother, and you know, it was hard for Chocolate City to ignore the rest of us when they signed him because he carried us everywhere. He took us everywhere. We made music together. He put us on almost every album or project that he did, and Chocolate City was able to see our talent through him. So M.I got signed first, then Jesse Jags, who is his blood brother, got signed next, and then I got signed later. But
He's your
I give
actual
up.
blood brother.
No, Jesse and M.I are actual blood
Oh,
brothers.
they're okay.
Yes, yeah,
Because I
but
thought they were brothers, and then you were the cousin.
nah, I'm
Yeah.
not even. I'm not even.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
not
we
even a
thought.
nephew. Nah.
I mean, I
just a-
remember like back in 2010, 2011, we were having this argument. We don't
Yeah,
even
I
know
know.
you guys. Like, yo, man, that's his brother.
Yo, till today, there's people that don't be like. People struggle to believe I don't mind. I mean, that's my family. So, but we're not just related by blood. We're not even from the same state. We're not from the same town. But I literally call him my family.
And it's crazy. We even looked for the resemblance, and we found the
Yes.
resemblance between y'all two.
Yes, yo, people really think we do look alike, but hey, again, like I said, this is my
The air is
family.
cleared now. They're not brothers.
No,
They're not brothers.
we're not-
Maybe I'm related to him.
Not by blood.
Yeah.
Not by blood, but by every other thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's my
But then
family.
you didn't like the contract upon the signing. Well, you didn't know, and then you had like issues with the contract a lot later. Do you mind opening up what are those issues are?
Galston, you know what? I think you're talking to the wrong person. Or maybe you got the wrong information about me. Because you know why? I keep saying this to people. I'm probably one of the only artists in the world that left his record label with no issue and no drama. I signed a 4-year deal with Chocolate City, 2 albums. I delivered the 2 albums, served the 4 years, and I moved on.
Why didn't you go back then?
No, let me tell you now, let me explain something to you. Moving on from me from Chocolate City was not because it was an issue. It was supposed to show a sign of growth, all right? Because in the beginning of my career, they had promoted myself and my brothers. They took us to the level that we were, and then we needed to sign newer artists. We needed to bring newer artists. So people like Ice, Jesse, M.I, we needed to build our own stuff. So I built a company called Super Cool Cats. Jesse Jags had his own company, Jags Nation. We needed to, transition into big bros so we could let the younger artists come in. And there's so many young artists that...
Was that your idea or the company's idea? Because obviously, given the fact that you had the success, especially from the first album, it would be best to keep you on. So you left at what risk? You're like, nah, I want to get Super Cool Cats,
No, it
or
wasn't
really
just-
there was an
it
internal
wasn't-
battle?
Yeah, there was no battle at all. And it wasn't just my idea. It was an idea that we all thought would benefit all of us. We all thought that, it was good for us to transition into being our own men. You know what I mean? Like being able to handle our own assets and music. You know what I mean? So that was what it was. And just to give space for younger artists to come. There's artists like CK who came under that same platform, Dice Ailes, Victoria Kimani, a lot of them that came under that platform. And obviously the older ones, which was us, needed to be on our own to let the other younger ones rise through the company. But however, my relationship with Chocolate City is forever solid. Forever solid. I just put out a project with them, so I've never had an issue with my label or anybody that ever fed me.
Gaia.
Yeah.
When you went international, right? By 2011, you were already touching South African artists in the sense that you were working with them, right?
South Africa.
Right, and that was
Yeah.
another corner of hip hop. Like it's
Yeah.
like, yo,
The
this
Mecca of hip hop in Africa,
right,
if you ask
right.
me.
And then you started working with AKA started blew up pretty hard at 2010. Y'all blew up at the same time.
Literally came out at the same time, yeah.
Right. Tell me about, working with South African artists. And let's start with AKA. How was it with the N-word?
Man,
Because
again.
I mean, sorry, man. I mean, when I heard those bars, y'all were at it. Y'all were trying to outdo each other through and through.
We're young, we're
Yeah.
spazzy, bro. But you see, like, South Africa is definitely one of my favorite countries in the world. South Africa played a very huge role in my career, in my life. Just even from like Channel O, MTV Base and all these channels, they really, really gave me a huge platform. And in the beginning of my career, when I started, like this is the first year of Ice Prince. And Channel O made me a host for Channel O Awards, which was a very, very huge deal at the time. It was me and Bonang Mateba were the hosts for the Channel O Awards. And that really, opened up a lot of doors for me. And it made it easy for a lot of South Africans to embrace me. You know what I mean? I became so close with Double HP, may he so rest in peace.
Yeah, may he rest in peace.
I even had a chance to fly him out to Nigeria. I brought him to Nigeria for my first concert. And oh man, may he so rest in peace. I had a very good time with the OG, and I remember at the time Casper was signed to Double HP. So every time I would come to South Africa, Double H would be like, yo, my boy, he's messing with my boy, he's messing with my boy. And in fact, he had Casper open up a few shows for me back in the day. You know what I mean?
And Moloko as well.
Moloko, thank
and
you.
And I'll tell you that story,
Thank
actually.
you.
You don't even know that I'm connected to that story. I'll let you know.
That's somebody that I'm so proud of because seeing him from back then is where he's at now. Big respect to him. But, I mean, my relationship goes as far back as that with South African artists. I used to come here a lot. I got a chance to get in the studio with people like Kulichana, oh my God, Dales, North God.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to always hang in Dales' crib, and at Dales' crib, a lot of artists come there, a lot of people come there. So from Dales' crib, I made so many friends. And again, like I said, platforms like Channel O, and people like Makotso, my sister, that's my publicist in the early stage of my career, and we did a lot, man. But yeah, again, working with South Africans did so much for my career. You know what I mean? Not just South Africa, just collaborating in general. And I'm one of those people that if I want to brag right now, I will brag and tell you that I'm probably the only non-South African artist that has the most collaborations with South African artists.
Yeah, you've transcended as far as that's concerned.
I've made music with Liquid Deep. I've made music with, in fact, I've made music with so many people in South Africa. Josie, Questa, Kolichana, of course, Double HP, my OG, AKA, of course, may so rest in peace. DJ Dimples, Ricky Rick. You know what I mean? I've made music with a vast amount of South African artists, and I've been able to learn so much from all of them.
You know what? I'm gonna give you that time of Casper. So what happened is that when I was playing your songs on the radio, Ole Cool and Brimo, you guys were just blowing up. You're on a high rotation where we were at, and then Casper was sent to me by Double HP. Double HP came to my office. He's like, yo, man, I got this dude named Casper. I want you to link him. You've got a lot of links, in Nigeria and whatnot. So he comes to my place and he's like, he came to my office rather, and he's like, yo, I want you to give me a hookup with Ice Prince. Like, you were like gone. You gone.
Wow.
And he's like, yo, man, I want to do a feature with him. I'm like, I've not met him yet, but I'm pretty sure that I can, get a hold of him. It's like, yo, tell him I was that guy that was performing in Moloko, and he loved my performance, and he gave me dap, and he was like, yo, tell him that's the guy, that's the guy.
No, I'm not surprised. You know why? I'm not surprised. You know why? Because when I watched that Casper performance, my mind was blown. I went back to Nigeria. I was telling everybody about him. You know what I mean? Like, I came out on a tour in South Africa, and this was after I had brought Double HP to Nigeria. You know what I mean? Me and Double HP got really tight. So when I was coming to South Africa, already my record was huge. My record was doing very well. Ole Cool, obviously. And you know, WHP called me like, yo, I need my boy to open up for you. I need my boy to open up for you. I didn't know who he was at the time. I never heard about his music before. But because of my relationship with Double H and how much I respect him, obviously I'm like, oh, hell yeah, bring him on. So Casper opened up for me, and I remember, first thing I remember, the ponytail, the long
Right, right.
ponytail.
And he used to swing it and
And then
dance.
he had this dance. I think it was like him and Oki Malum Cool Cats. I used to do this dance along where they
Right.
go lean back.
Right.
And my mind was blown. I'm like, yo, man. So from then on, we became cool, we became friends, you know what I mean? And after this period I'm telling you about, it was like 2 or 3 years later,
He
my man
blew up.
came with Dark
Listen,
Shabaleza, and yo, the
yeah.
whole Africa went crazy. And
Yeah,
I'm
they
proud
did
of
go
him too,
crazy.
you know. That's just a little history right there.
History indeed. And I don't think there will ever be a time like that time. You could say between 2010 and 2019,
Nah, man.
that was an era of hip
The
hop,
hip-hop,
and
yeah.
it's has dipped. Hip hop has taken a knock as a whole and might not come back. Why do you think that's the case?
I don't think it's right to say he might not come back, because again, I'll give a big shout out to South Africa. South African artists are repping hip hop heavy. They always have, from the days of when I was gonna say El Tido, but even before El Tido, from the days of Proverb, you know what I
Right.
mean, like
Proverb, Pro Kid,
Pro Kid,
Amu,
Double H, bro.
Double HP.
South Africa has always led the pack of this African hip hop movement, and they still are. There's so many artists. I'm trying to remember the names now. So many artists that I watch, like some 20-year-olds,
Yeah, the
18-year-olds.
young kids are coming up. Right?
Yo, man,
The sound is
they're
changing, and we can't be mad at that.
crazy.
But they're, you know.
But again, the era you're talking about was definitely golden, you know, definitely golden for African music. You know, shout out to people like El Tido. El Tido came through with a different type of fresh, you know, like again, we spoke about Nato C, Sako D, you know,
Osako D, how could I forget him?
Yeah, go
The
to
Ghanaian
Kenya,
brother.
Calligraph, you know.
Calligraph,
Yeah,
right.
so many people that have done it for the continent, for hip hop, and yeah, God was good.
Let's talk about, you know, the losses that we've had. Double HP and AK were both friends of mine. Double HP, from the earliest times of his career, you know, I was there in the background. And like I said, he introduced me to Casper. But then we have losses like AKA. When those losses happen, and Ricky Rick, how did you feel? When you got that news, like, where was Ice Prince? Because
You know,
you worked with them.
not just work with them, these are my guys. You know, like with AKA's, when I felt really bad because me and him had something to piece up before he passed away.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
Now, there was a time when there was some banter on Twitter, all right? Especially like between Nigeria and South Africa. We're going at it, like brothers do, like we always do, those banter with each other. And AKA was not having it good with Nigerians at the time. Nigerians were really mad at him for something that he said, and I was one of the people as well who came at him on Twitter. Not came at him in a disrespectful way. I tweeted at AK and I said, my brother, please apologize to Nigerians, and because of that tweet, a lot of people thought, you know how people interpret stuff. People thought that I was mad at him, or I'm taking sides with Nigeria and I'm going against my guy. No, not at all. If you go back to my timeline, you literally just see all the tweet said was, my brother, please apologize to my people, because it was a really heated time, and we needed to be together as brothers and sisters of the continent at the time. So that moment to me and him, I wish we got to speak about it, because we never did. And it hurts me so bad, because that is my friend. AKA wasn't just an artist that we collaborated with, or I'm in South Africa and AKA has been to my house in Lagos a couple of times. He's an artist that will come to Lagos and will go visit Ice. Like, that's my friend. So it did hurt me that we never got to piece that up. But I've prayed about it so many times. I've spoken to God so many times. I still see him in my prayers. Sometimes when I'm praying, I see him there. So I know we're at peace. I know he looks out for me as one of my homeboys in heaven. You know what I mean? But I wish we did get to piece that up. And then DJ Dimples, I cried. I cried. I'll never forget the day I heard that story. I was in Dubai and I got a call from Makoto, and Makoto told me, yo, and even when she called me, she was crying because as much as Makoto worked with me, she also did work with Dimples. She was crying when she called me, and man, I broke down, I cried. And when the week Dimples died, I'd spoken to him like 2 weeks before that. You know, I'd spoken to him like 2 weeks before that. That's my brother. Even though we had dropped a couple records together before, we still had other songs to record. I was one of those people that Dimples, if he's trying to feature anybody outside of South Africa, he would reach out to Ice always. You know, that really hurt me. That really hurt me badly. And then Ricky Rick, you know, that's my guy too. I wouldn't say I was as close to Ricky as Dimples or AKA, but that was my guy too. We have a song together that's out Bay Coop. We've done a couple events together. First time I went to East London. I did a crazy festival in East London with Ricky Rick, and we bonded so well at the time. So, you know, it hurts me to hear all these stories because these are people that I really love, really respect, you know, really had plans to do stuff
And
with.
you missed Double HP because
Yeah,
he was
oh,
the earliest one to leave.
man,
But then the question with that loss is
man,
considering, you know,
how it happened.
how it happened. And this is a lot of people don't know this, is that Double HP was actually struggling with depression at the time. And we spoke about, you know, your state where you got very, very sad that you could be close to depression. And then losing a brother like that so early because he's your OG, so to put it, you know, he was in the game before you were. And then we lose him to something like depression. And you going through a tough time yourself as well. How did you feel, man? Did you feel that, man, you shouldn't have done that? Or I understand where you came from. Or maybe should I go next? Or
Yeah.
where were you?
Sometimes you're very sad that you actually put yourself in the shoes of some people who have committed suicide, and you feel like, oh man, maybe that's the best solution, or maybe that's the best way out of life. But I would say God helped me. God helped me to not dwell on those thoughts, because sometimes dwelling on those thoughts can push you to doing the action of actually committing those things, you know. And I have a few friends, like maybe I have about 3 friends in my entire life that I can think of that I lost to suicide. And it's not funny at all. It's not a funny thing at all, but hey, can't judge. You know, sometimes you never know. You know, but for me personally, with my personal experience, I've never had that thought. I've never had a reason to go that extreme with my thoughts and, you know, stuff like that. I've never. But
Never got to that place. I'm happy to hear that, my brother, because being an artist is not easy. There's just this high expectations of an artist. You've been tweeted at, you've been said nasty words, you've been said words like you fall off for it. He doesn't have this. And you got to sit and
in Nigeria, they
all
call you
that.
in Nigeria they say old taker.
Old taker, what does that mean?
Old taker, like me.
You're done, it's over.
Your shit, like,
Right.
your has been.
It has been. And Nigeria is a highly, highly, highly competitive ground.
What?
The competitiveness is
toxic
heavy.
people.
You don't play games in Nigeria.
What? They don't play.
Right?
They don't play with you.
And you got to take all that words. And you're like, I just can't take it anymore, man. I just can't take it. And you were stoic through and through.
Yeah.
So I want to give you a shout out for that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I want to go into something a little bit more, I'd say sensitive, and I know you're going to try to avoid it, all right? But
Nah,
I'm going to do this anyway, you know? Your son is 13.
Yes. Jamal Zamani, my boy.
Yeah. Tell me about your relationship with the baby mom, especially at that time. And considering you like 2-3 years into Oleku, right? At that time, boom. Did it affect your journey? Your guys' beef, how was it? Give us that picture. Now, understand, as you answer the question, I'm not trying to cause problems. I'm not trying to cause new problems, but I want like a robust.
Yeah, I get you. We were friends, but a friendship has a K leg now. You know what K leg is? What they say something has K leg. When Nigerians say, this matter, I get K leg, get us. That means yeah. But I mean, we were friends, but that relationship is not there no more, and I'm not even gonna lie about it. Quite unfortunate. She's been there for me at some of my lowest moments in life. She's done amazing stuff for me, but personally, I don't even know what the problem is. But we just can't seem to get along. You know, we just can't seem to get along, and it's quite unfortunate because we share a seat together that needs that camaraderie between us. But unfortunately, it is what it is, you know. But at the same time, I must give her absolute respect because she's respected me over the years. I'm not saying I'm devoid of BS. Of course, I have my own nutcase situations. I have my own madness, you know. But I'm grateful to her for being an amazing mom to my son. My son is so smart. He's so intelligent. You know what I mean? He's so respectful. He's such a good kid. And that's because of her, you know, because most of his growing up, he spent it with her. So she impacted some good knowledge and some good values in him. But I just don't have a relationship with her. And
And is that at least affecting your relationship with
with
your
my
son?
son, no, not at all. It's not affecting my relationship with my son at all in any way. In fact, he spends most of his holidays in my house. He spends most of his midterm, everything in my house. You know, he's always with me if he's not in school. That hasn't affected our marriage relationship with him at all. It's just me and her just can't get along, unfortunately.
And given that the fact that you can't get along with your baby mom, do you think in your journey of being a musician that women may have deterred you off a little bit?
Um,
And who?
I've had my own fair share of being a bad boy, of being in the streets. You know what I mean? Like, I've been in the streets. I've had my own share of that, but I've never let any woman come between whatever situation I've had with my son's mother or my son. You know what I mean? Like, every woman I've been with has known to respect her space, respect her boundaries, and keep her out of our situation. So she's never had to cross paths with ever. She's never had to face any disrespect from any of the women I've been with. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've had my own fair share of being in the streets. You know what I mean? And tasting a good life.
Facing a good life. Now, I want to ask you something also sensitive. I'm in Nigeria, and there's a new president.
Huh? Yeah.
Uh,
Jagaban.
yeah, and the late president that left us had him come to his seat a little bit quicker, and we know that he has a son as well that he's trying to push for governor. What do you think about the president?
um, the current president, I like to give him some credit because he is a little bit more engaging to my people than what we had. He's a little bit more engaging in terms of, I want to say the right way and the honest way. I'm not trying to please anybody. I want to be 1000% honest. I know that Nigeria has enormous potential. Nigeria is far from where it's supposed to be. I mean, Nigeria is one of the biggest oil producing states in the world. Nigeria has no business with poverty, but we've had consistency in selecting, maybe, I don't even want to say incapable, but just corrupt leaders, people who don't really pay attention to certain details. But with the new government, I like to give them the benefits of time. not the benefit of doubt this time, but the benefit of time. Because again, it's just 2 years in office, a few improvements here and there, but I know that it can get better, and I'm hoping that for the next 2 years, it will get better. Before this government, the previous ones, is there anything too good to write home about? Maybe you can give them credits here and there. And I'm not the type of person that will speak ill about the dead either. Like the former president just passed away. The whole country is mourning. I want to give him that respect and, you know, give him his flowers for just getting to the level that he got to in life. Not everybody gets to be a president of a country like Nigeria twice in their lifetime. You know what I mean? So just off of that, you have to respect the power that God gave to him. So rest in peace. But again, like I said, can my country be better? Of course. Of course. And we need more leaders. We need to just have leaders that have more empathy for the people and more love for the people. I feel like the current president, Jagaban, Tinubu, does have some level of empathy, some level of, awareness of what the people are facing. But I just hope that we're able to see more action before he leaves office.
Given that you've given a safe answer, I want you to be a little bit more detailed. Do you think you gave a safe answer?
I'm not trying to give a safe answer. I'm giving you an honest answer.
Okay, then be honest about this. So the president has his family members in the job as well. So he has his son trying to run for Lagos State as well. There's a little bit of push on his end, but the son, to give him credit, he seems to be more entrepreneurial, more down with the young people. He's got a couple of foundations, does a couple of good things. Do you think that's buying face, or do you really think there's potential there?
Definitely, there's definitely potential there. He's a human being. He's a very intelligent guy. I know him personally. He's a very, very stand-up guy, a very smart person. So of course, he has the potential to be that. The only problem is because of who his father is. People see it like nepotism, or people see it like he's being planted or whatever. But because your father is a president doesn't mean you shouldn't aspire to be somebody of your own. You know what I mean? And in fact, I think that's what we should encourage more. Like we shouldn't have our leaders' kids or their children just sitting out in the official government homes, just chilling. You know what I mean? They should be entrepreneurial. They should be proactive. They should do something.
And so you reckon they shouldn't be chowing the money in the background? They should come and do the job as well.
They should do the job. They should get their hands dirty as well. You know what I mean? And knowing him, he's somebody that has always been that. You know what I mean? He's always been a hustler beyond his dad. You know what I mean? I mean, he's stupidly, of course, his Jagaban's son is obviously rich, but I see him like a Davido. I see him like OBO. They have all the access to all the wealth in the world, but they don't rest on their odds. Like, they're hustlers for real. They have a hustle mentality.
Right.
And that's how I see him. So if given the chance, if he has the chance, why not? But again, I don't want to make it look like I'm endorsing anybody here, or I'm asking people to.
That sounds like you're endorsing him.
No, I'm just being honest.
You're being honest.
I'm not gonna lie about him. I'm not gonna lie, and I know him personally. You know what I mean? If I thought he was somebody who was not too smart, I would say it. Honestly speaking, I'm being honest. Like, I know him to be somebody who's very entrepreneurial. So, I mean, entrepreneurship is not a skill to leadership positions or to being in office, but it just tells that he's smart, right? It tells you that, he has capability to do something.
I'm taking it only from your answer. So, given the fact that the country seems to be having a nepotism structure, and not to say it's nepotism, but the nepotism structure, it's now running in the hands of a family. You said earlier, you're giving them the benefit of time. Do you think and do you hope that they carry this out? And how do you think it would benefit the Nigerian people?
Oh man, definitely. I hope that, with the remaining time that they have in office, they are able to do the best that they can for my people. Because again, let me say this to you, Galston. Nigeria is a very important country to the world, not just to Africa. You know what I mean? Nigeria, apart from the resources that I was talking about, Nigeria is the most populated black nation on earth. And you know how important the black man is to earth. You know what I mean? So Nigeria housing that amount of of black minds, black brains, black wisdom. Nigeria housing that amount of, blacks is enough reason for us to take care of that country. You know what I mean? Like, if Nigeria loses it, or if Nigeria falls, I believe it affects so many other parts of Africa, because so many other parts of Africa literally depend on Nigeria for security, for so many things, for so many things. You know what I mean? Like, you can't deny the fact that Nigeria is integral to the African continent. So it is important that we pay attention to its people, to its, to the society, and Nigeria needs to do well. If Nigeria does well, you know,
Africa
I
benefits.
remember one time, there's a popular Mandela quote, I believe, that said, the Nigeria doing well is Africa doing well. Something like that. I know that Mandela has some certain quotes about Nigeria that if you just read or see, it's like, wow, we're actually sleeping on that country. But it's a blessed country, blessed people, amazing people. The people are the best resources that he has. You know what I mean? The people of Nigeria are the reason why Nigeria still has the sort of leverage that he has, really.
Nigeria is a country that is but 280 million people or odd people, and still, it's got
I don't
the
know if we were
most
up to 280. I think about 250 or so.
250,
Yeah, they were.
right? Nigerians don't come for me for that little mistake. All right, 30 million off.
No, they love it. If you
Yeah,
call us family, we love the numbers. We love the fact that because there's power in our diversity.
right.
So we love it.
Gotcha. And now, it's still going through so much pain. Now, this is the one country that happens to have a lot of ethnic battle. The Hausa people and all the Igbo people, the Yoruba people, and all the other, the other groups. Why do you think that's the case? Do you think it should end? And if it should end, how would it impact the country positively?
Yeah, I think is the gift and a curse for Nigerians. I just told you, right, there's a lot of power in our diversity. The fact that we are so different with our tribes and ethnicity and stuff like that, it helps us, because you know how they say two heads are better than one? Three heads are definitely better than two, five heads are better than four. So like, the numbers that we have helps us with everything else that we do. You know what I mean? But the division that I have an OG who is not my personal OG, but somebody who is like an elder statesman in Nigeria. His name is Body George, an elder statesman, Sir Body George. He has a saying where he always says, the Westerners, the Western world, all right, let me just say how it is. The white man left us with two curses, which is ethnicity and religion, and fortunately or unfortunately for my people, we take those things to heart so much. Like, we take our religion so personal to our hearts and our ethnicity that we forget that at the end of the day, these things are nothing but just tongue, accents, and you know what I mean? Like, we're really one and the same, but we've been divided by all these religions and ethnicities, and sometimes it causes a lot of clash between us. Like me personally, I come from a city that was literally war-torn for almost 15 years. It's called the Jos Crisis, and this is Muslims and Christians fighting themselves. This fight went on for over 15 years. You know what I mean? So it's quite big in certain areas of Nigeria. Like, certain areas of Nigeria deals with a lot of insecurity, religious insecurity. But I wish we didn't have that. I wish there was nothing like that. But that's not something that our generation created. That's something that we met, and it's been like
You
that
found it
forever.
there and you continue to fight it.
I mean, we're trying to find a way to balance it. But once in a while, you hear of these attacks here, or these people fighting here, or these people getting killed here. It sucks, but
I'm going to give you a little bit of, peep some game on this history. What's crazy is that the Bantu people, which is known as mostly the South African people, came from the Niger Congo group. and they migrated down to become the Bantus, and then, you know, they spread out, so and so and so. So when you said the people are one, I agree with you. Now, a question I want to ask is xenophobia. Nigeria has known, and is more recently known to South Africans, that Nigeria actually financially supported South Africa during apartheid. However, these two are
It's
at
just getting
loggerheads.
known.
Yeah, this was not known.
We
Nigeria
Nigerians
knows
know
it,
it. Yeah,
right?
we know.
I mean, y'all guys sent out the
We
money.
know. Yeah,
Y'all
we
sent
know.
out the
Yeah,
money,
of
right?
course.
You won't forget that you sent out that kind of money.
You're right.
Y'all sent out the money. I mean, the person who received it was like, it may have not been enough. Yeah, give me more.
You got more anyway.
Right. So it helped Nigeria and helped South Africa during apartheid. But in South Africa, there is accusations of South African being xenophobic. And you, one person that's been around the South Africans, you worked with South Africa, you've got South African brothers. But in the same breath, you done tweeted against, you know, our fellow late brother, AKA, against some of the things that you felt that he might have said. And then the whole South Africa went against Nigeria. And even earlier on this year, or maybe last year, that whole Uber thing happened.
That whole Uber thing, oh
yeah,
my God.
The whole Uber thing happened where they were
Bro.
requesting Ubers in Nigeria.
Bro.
Right?
When will Africans change,
Right.
man?
Do you think South Africa is really xenophobic? Give me your picture of that.
To be honest, you know, you don't know where who provokes the problem first. I don't know where the origin of the problem is or where it started from. But you see, with this whole banter or this whole relationship that we have, this love-hate relationship that we have, it's not just a South African thing, you know. Nigerians have a problem worldwide, my brother. Like, Nigerians face the same sort of criticism in Kenya, in Ghana, in
Nigeria.
Now,
I
know,
love you, but the thing is, I have to give this opinion. I love y'all. I'm not gonna come here to your country and disrespect you. All right, I love y'all, but that is true.
That is true.
That seems to be a problem, and we got to talk about it.
Yeah, we have to talk about it. That
Yeah.
sentiment seems to be across the continent. It's not just a South African thing. But what happened with the xenophobic period you're talking about was that it got projected in South Africa to the point where it became a thing. It made it to the mainstream media, so it was big news all over the continent, you know. But that same sentiment is something that we get from everywhere. However, I always try to tell my African brothers and sisters from other countries that this whole thing about Nigerians coming to your place and dominating whatever, it's not like Nigerians sit down in their country and plan it like, we're going to go to this place and do this and dominate. No, it's just what it is. We are the most populated African country.
No, you're not
What
only
do you
populated, but you're
expect?
very dominant. And I mean, that's a good thing. I see that as a good. If you ask me, I think South Africans need to learn dominance.
Well,
I'll tell you that much. But
you know what brother with South Africa? I always say about South Africa.
Come on,
brothers,
speak your
you
mind.
guys are spoiled.
Tell me more. I want to hear it.
You guys are spoiled little brats.
How is South African sport? I want to hear
Yeah,
it.
you guys have good roads, water, electricity. I know there was load shedding at some point, but y'all fixed it. Good schools. Y'all got women. Y'all got everything. You know what I mean? So you guys are too relaxed. Like, look at the weather. It's so cold. You don't even need no AC. You don't need to put your water in the fridge. Like, you guys have everything. God blessed you guys too much. So you're too spoiled.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to be pampered. You want to be treated like a spoiled girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's where Nigerians are the opposite. And
The
that's the thing. I
opposite.
love that because
The opposite, you know what I
Nigeria
mean?
sees everywhere they go as a jungle.
as a jungle,
And they got to fight it out.
You got to fight it out. You have to struggle to survive. You know what I mean? The hustle spirit is literally born in you. Yo, from when you cry your first cry as a Nigerian baby, you are crying because you know, damn, I'm about to hustle
You're about to start
life.
this life in a painful
I'm
way.
about to start this life in a hustle way, you know what I mean? Just the everyday traffic. Bro, if you look at the landmass if you take a map of Africa and you look at the landmass, Nigeria is not that big. You know what I mean? It's big, but it's in terms of square space or whatever. Yeah, it's not that big. And then you choke 200 and some million people in there, and they all speak different languages. What do you expect, man?
Yeah.
Somebody always said this, that Nigeria is like Nigeria is Sodom and Gomorrah. You know when they were trying to
All
build a
right,
tower
gotcha.
to
The Tower of
heaven and
Babel, yeah.
God confused them with so many
The
languages?
Tower of Babel.
That's what somebody told me, like, that's Nigeria. God used those languages to confuse us.
But you still didn't answer, man. Like,
Yeah.
are South Africans
Yes,
xenophobic?
I was going there, which is why I was telling you that I can't say South Africans are xenophobic. I don't think South Africans are xenophobic, because if I say South Africans are xenophobic, then I might as well just say Ghanaians are, Kenyans are, everybody that everywhere else that's complaining about Nigerians, you know, is xenophobic. So I don't see it as xenophobic, but our South African brothers need to see us more like brothers. You know what I mean? I feel like South Africans will treat foreigners with more love than they would treat Nigerians. And this is quite unfortunate for me to say, because I'm one of the people who has benefited so much from South African love, like we established in the beginning. South Africa has shown me extreme love. South Africa has held me down. I've been coming here for like about 15 years. I can't tell you I've ever had a wax show in South Africa. Never had it's been pure love for Ice Prince in South Africa. But I wish that South Africans will see the rest of my brothers and sisters with a little bit more of that love. I know that my cousins are crazy. I know that my people are mad. My people are loud. They are noisy. They love to. If two Nigerians are just having a gist, you would think they are fighting. My people are just generally
That is so
loud.
true. I mean, with the greeting, they're like,
Yeah.
how far?
How
Whoa,
far?
whoa, whoa, whoa,
It looks
what
like
did
a
I
war.
do?
It looks like a war, but
Yeah.
that's just how my people are, and you know what I mean? Like, we're blood brothers and sisters. Look at our skin is the same, you know what I mean? We're on the same continent, and we're trying to build this continent to take its rightful place in the world, you know, and that unity we definitely need that.
I'll take your answer, brother. And just to shift
For
it
sure.
away
I
from
don't think South Africans are xenophobic. I don't.
You don't think they're
I don't.
xenophobic
No,
at all?
come on.
I'd love
In fact, I
to.
suppose not marry South African girls since so. You know how many South African girls I almost got married to?
Yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I've been with it.
I love the Nigerian in him coming out. That's so apart. You know how many girls I've seen so? Finally, I'm getting him.
South is a lovely place, man. I
Yeah.
love South Africans. I have so many South African friends, you know, but yo, it is what it is.
In South Africa, they definitely love you. You are honorary South African because, you know, you're part of the group of people. You're part of the group of people that actually brought Nigerian music into, you know, you were the second generation after the generation just before you. So people like you are appreciated very, very much. I mean, there's a lot of people that are out now. And I wanted to bring out Burna. Burna, although he's been there, he only took a blow up a lot later, you know? And people like that, a pathway to South Africa, you're one of those people that was like, yo, we know Ice, so therefore we can listen to that artist, that artist, that artist, that artist. So shout out to that. In closing, 2 questions I want to ask.
In closing, you came all the way to Nigeria to ask me 3 questions, nigga?
Can I close in peace?
No, it's cool.
So, number 1, think about your top 5 in all of Africa. In all of Africa.
Are you keeping it to hip hop or just generally?
Let's keep it hip hop, right? Because you're one of those cats that actually still rap. You actually rap.
And I'm getting better.
You're getting better.
With like wine, it gets better with time. I'm spitting some dope-ish.
That's question number 1.
Yeah.
Top 5, right? And second question, would you do a versus with M.I? And if you would, who would win?
Him. I would bury him. He knows. Should I go with the top 5 right now?
Yeah, now let's do top 5 before I say last question.
You know,
Who's the top 5?
Obviously, because we're already talking about
Start
him.
at number 5.
It doesn't have to be in order, because I can't do it in order. Okay,
fair enough. Go for it.
I can't put it in order. And I'm going to just say, I'm going to start with M.I, because we're already talking about him. And, you know, that's definitely one of, if not the most intelligent person that I have physically interacted with. Like, he is so smart. This guy has an opinion about every topic in the world. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Scratch, come here. Just release the noise. Huh? Come here, but just release the noise.
Is that Scratch?
Yeah, DJ Scratch.
DJ Scratch, what's going on?
Galston.
How does he not know? Yo, in the middle of the podcast, yo, DJ Scratch just pops in
I swear,
with some
with the
bags and
eggs,
all, some eggs and groceries.
some nice protein.
What's going on, DJ Scratch? Yo, you know what? Let me. Can I show him love in the middle of your podcast?
Yo, go ahead, everybody. Of course.
What's going on, bro?
Long time no see.
It's been a while.
Yo,
This
could
is
you
one of my
tell?
oldest friends
Could you
right
tell
here,
this man that on our radio channel we used to play his music all the goddamn time?
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's you know what? Actually,
the producers.
what I will
man.
do is because you're standing in front of the camera. What I will do is actually say.
Anyway, we'll say they want to your podcast.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay.
I would say that, and I'll take a little bit of this credit that I brought him to my platform, and I hosted him first. Am I correct?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've been holding Nigeria
One of
down
my
for a while.
oldest friends too. As well,
Word?
man. For real.
All right.
Respect.
Brother. Let's get back to
Yeah. So
Session.
Big Don. Anyway, so yeah.
the top five.
Top 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already told you about MI. I'm gonna spread it. I'm gonna try and spread it across the continents. MI.
Yo, Scratch. Don't mean that we shook hands. You can talk.
Please, you're making noise.
I beg you. I said it right?
Yeah.
I beg
you. Get back to my top 5. Number 1, MI, my boss, my mentor. Number 2, I'll give it to Sakode. And this is no in no particular order.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
really
mean?
like your list. Yeah.
Yeah, Sak has done so much for the continent of Africa. At number 3, I will give it to Nasty C. Yeah, I think Nasty C has done so much for African hip hop. In this short period of time that he's been around, he is still doing a lot for African hip hop. Like, bro, I was in South Korea recently, and I'm hearing Nasty C music. Nasty C got fans in South Korea. I'm like, man, that's crazy. So
Imagine.
that's an amazing artist right there. My number 4, I'm gonna take it to the East and give it to my boy Calligraph.
Calligraph.
Jones.
Can't leave Calligraph out. Yeah.
Respect the OG. You already know. That's a sick ass rapper. I've had a chance to host him in my house in Lagos before, and we recorded in my studio, my home studio. So like it's someone that I really, really respect. That's number 4. And then at number 5.
I'll give you a clue.
I'm
His
just
name
gonna-
starts with an ice.
No, hell no.
His name
man.
starts with an ice.
Nah.
I don't know how they pronounce it. It's called Ice Prince.
Nah. It's too.
Is that how we say it?
It's vain for me to do that. I'm not
Uh-huh.
gonna put myself on that list. That's like self-conceited.
Uh-huh.
You know, my number 5 on that list will be my greatest rapper of all time from the continent, which is Mode 9.
Mode 9.
I think his mind is scientific with lyrics. So yeah, this is my top 5. M.I, Sakode, Nasty C, Calligraph, Mode 9.
You know, it's a name I want to bring out. I don't know how you're gonna feel about this name. Manifest.
Ooh, why defense from Ghana?
Wow.
That's a prophet.
That's hard. Like
That's a prophet.
to put him in the top 5.
He has his own genre. That
Yeah.
man has his own. He has his own church with this. You know what I mean? Like it's a different breed. Again, another friend of mine who we kind of like came in the game together at the same time. Have made music together on several platforms. Very good guy. You know, very good guy. He's an honorable mention for sure.
Look, brother, being in Nigeria is a different experience. Everything is fast.
But it's not your first time, so
No, it's not my first
yeah.
time. It's a different experience. It's fast. You gotta be street smart. And this is probably why the industry blew up and is probably the biggest in the world, right? People will argue and still say, no, there's other bigger industries. I'd say, yes, it's possible. But Nigeria is not far behind. That competitiveness and the fact that Nigerians are the one of the people that you'll find all over the world. There's a group of community of Nigerians everywhere.
Every nook
Right.
and cranny.
There's Nigerians. And given its strengths and its weaknesses, its solutions as its problems, and also given your career that you went through, your ups, your downs, your beatings, your wins, I want to say shout out to you. Keep going. Being booked around the world is not a game. Being 15 years in the game, these youngins come up, take the spot, and you still surviving, and you still working with them, and you still giving them a shout out. I want to give you your flowers. Now, I don't know any Nigerian store that I could have walked to and actually give you flowers, bro. But just imagine I
There's
give
one
you
right
flowers.
behind you. That was cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. I brought these for you. Shout out to you, bro. This is for you, brother.
Boston, Artie. Appreciate that, man. It's my
Yeah.
championship ring now.
This is your championship
Blessed
ring.
to all the Zamaniacs, all my fans.
Yeah.
From Galveston, Anthony.
The Galveston Anthony Awards.
Yes, I.
Let's put it right here, brother.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I want you to know that your boy sees you.
Thank you.
And I want you to thank you for giving me the opportunity to come see you. In the middle of a schedule, you were busy late at night. You woke up early this morning. It's like, yo, Galveston, my boy's coming to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate it,
I really give a
man.
big shout out to you. Everybody still loves Ice Prince. And yeah, man, keep going.
Can I just say your name how I like to say it? Ghosted!
The best to ever do it.
My dog. Respect.
Shout out to
man.
you.
Appreciate it.
So, you know, that was a good discussion between me and my boy. Invited me here to Nigeria, having a chat with him. Nigerians, I would like to speak to a lot more people, and this is definitely my gateway in. I hope I asked all the questions that you wanted me to ask. If not, I'm definitely coming back, and I got to get answers out of him. Like, comment, subscribe. Please be respectful, and I ask you to be respectful because all this bantering and battering that is happening online, yeah, we see it, and I'm a champion when it comes down to rebuttal. But it's better to grow the nation instead of destroying the nation. So how about we come together and find ways to have constructive criticism so we can grow. So until next time, with me and my boy, it's peace out.
Booyah!